No one needs any further introduction to Elon Musk. He's known to be the wealthiest person on the planet. He is known as the founder and the CEO of SpaceX, Tesla, The Boring Company, and the list continues. Yes, you guessed it right. It's none other than the entrepreneur, engineer, businessman, or whatever you want to call him, Elon Musk, who can make any dream into reality. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today in this video, we'll discuss the concerns over Elon Musk and Klaus Schwab's feud. But before we move on, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also press on the bell icon for more updates. As concerns surrounding the potentially catastrophic impacts of climate change continue to mount, there's a new push to make renewable energy accessible for everyone. This trend has led to several businesses developing products and services that leverage the power provided by renewable energy sources such as wind and solar. Originally founded as Tesla Motors, this once scrappy startup has risen to the ranks of America's automobile industry to become one of the world's leading producers of environmentally friendly products and services. The company's first product, the original Tesla Roadster, marked the first time that a mass-produced electric car combined decent range, punchy acceleration, and innovative features to create a battery-powered car that was fun to drive. Since the debut of the original Tesla Roadster, Elon Musk and his team have worked tirelessly to make electric vehicles and in-home renewable energy technology available to all. This has led to the development of many products, including impressive automobiles, affordable solar panel options, and easy-to-use energy storage solutions. In spite of all the great it does for the environment, Tesla has a low ESG rating. And if that is not crazy enough for you, the controversial oil company, ExxonMobil, was put in the top 10 for ESG companies. This year, Elon's Tesla was straight up taken off the list. Elon took to Twitter to convey his frustration with the news that his company had dropped out of the S&P 500 ESG index. ESG is a scam that has been used as a weapon by phony social justice warriors, he wrote. Elon also posted memes ridiculing the inclusion of 6 oil companies onto the index and saying that a good ESG score equates to compliance of the company with the leftist agenda. Various sectors have questioned the concept of ESG because it allows investors and companies to escape prosecution for socially irresponsible investments or activities. According to Bloomberg, the world's biggest ESG-focused exchange-traded fund has nearly 3.2% of its assets invested in the gas and oil sector, the same sector speeding up the climate crisis. The UN may have established ESG ratings, but today, the World Economic Forum is one of ESG's largest supporters. The World Economic Forum, or WEF, is a global organization based in Geneva, Switzerland, that connects together business and political leaders each year to discuss major factors affecting the global economy. Political, environmental, and social concerns are just some examples. Klaus Schwab, a business professor at the University of Geneva, established the WEF in 1971. It was originally recognized as the European Management Forum, but in 1987 it converted its name to the World Economic Forum in order to widen its vision to include providing a platform for reconciling international conflicts. The WEF is probably best known for its yearly World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, Switzerland. This event attracts political and business leaders from around the world. On a regular basis for a series of discussions about global issues, the membership of the WEF is a cross-section of the global elite from the private and public sectors and includes some of the world's most prominent CEOs, diplomats, celebrities, media personalities, government officials, religious leaders, and union representatives. This marketing trick drew to such an extent that it even got itself a name in the investor world: greenwashing. One such example of greenwashing is when big oil companies like ExxonMobil claim that their business is environmentally sustainable despite the industry being the very cause of the rising climate crisis. However, there are two sides to every coin. Despite Musk's criticism of ESG, some market experts feel as if Elon and the general public have gotten the wrong idea of ESG. According to Spanish entrepreneur and startup advisor Rebecca Minguela, ESG serves a much bigger purpose than just focusing on a company's environmental impact. Current ESG reporting does not measure the scope of positive impact on the world. Instead, it focuses on measuring the dollar value of risk by return. She told CNBC. The SP justified its reasons for removing Tesla from its ESG index in the form of a blog post. The Post went ahead and said that Tesla's lack of a low-carbon strategy and codes of conduct is what resulted in the company getting a poor ESG score. What this essentially means is that, despite the company's tremendous role in taking gas-powered vehicles off the road, poor working conditions and reports of racism at Tesla's California factory might have affected its score. Tesla also ranked number 2 on 2021's toxic air polluters, which was worse than ExxonMobil. According to the National Labor Relations Board, the company has engaged in unfair labor practices as well. All these factors meant that though Tesla has been working towards a greener future, the company has fallen behind its peers when viewed through a wider ESG lens, but the story is far from over here. You see, despite all the controversy surrounding ESG and the companies on its index, the ESG has one very powerful agency backing it up: the World Economic Forum. To truly understand the WEF's goal, we must be aware of a concept known as the stakeholder theory. To sum up the stakeholder theory, a company can maximize profits for its shareholders as long as they treat the rest of society as stakeholders in the company's action. This essentially means that companies must also take responsibility for the consequences their decisions have on the community, which includes customers and employees, so it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the WEF is based on the stakeholder theory. However, this is where we can see some of the cracks in the WEF's fundamental idea for the common man. The WEF conference seems like just another elitist gathering of the ultra-rich. This isn't completely wrong, as the WEF members constitute the top 0.0001%. The primary reason for income inequality is the tax evasion techniques used by billionaires in 2020. Despite the global economy massively suffering from the coronavirus pandemic, the WEF's theme for its annual meeting was the Great Reset. The ongoing war in Ukraine, combined with supply chain issues of food in certain parts of the world, means that staying alive has become a struggle for the common man. In the midst of all of this, the WEF stays unaffected as it's funded by its members, which, as we discussed earlier, includes CEOs of the biggest companies, wealthy politicians, and union members. In 2020, Klaus Schwab also published a book called The Great Reset, which talks about how COVID-19 disrupted the social and economic systems. The book also spreads light on what we can do as a society to create a more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable world. Moving forward, the agenda implies that there has to be a massive wealth redistribution, which would result in lesser competition among the elite and lead to economic expansion for the general public. This would mean that a bigger chunk of their life would be controlled by the government and a very small portion of people. The massive uproar and disapproval from the public have caused some to call the WEF the fat cats in the snow. Some wild theories even claim that the WEF wants people to have no privacy and that the WEF considers the decline in economies due to the pandemic a positive opportunity for a reset. While this might sound like the doing of a devil, it could very well be true. Another series of criticism stems. The fact that women's representation at the WEF events have remained staggeringly low is ironic, as one of the key agendas of the WEF seems to be diversity in the first place. With all these problems within the WEF and the reproval that it's faced, it seems like Elon Musk does have a point. Even though the ESG has blamed the mishaps at Tesla as the reason for its low ESG score, the ESG's heaviest supporter, the WEF, has been extremely contradictory. While there are reports that Klaus Schwab might have hit back at Elon for his condemnation of the WEF and ESG, it doesn't change the fact that people perceive him to be a master conspirator. Saying that, we've come to the end of this video. What do you think about this issue? Whose side are you on? Do let us know your opinions in the comments below. If you like this video, then give us a thumbs up. We'll meet again in another video. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.